you doing? This is Black Shy Guy coming at you with another podcast episode. And as always, I hope your weekend was very much enjoyable. I know my weekend was enjoyable. I did work, but hey, when you work, you bringing in that money. I really like my days off. I do. But when I'm at work, I get money. You know what I mean? It's like I do enjoy my day off, but I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy working way more because it almost feels like I'm stagnant when I'm not working. When I'm not working, it feels like, damn, I could be out there getting money. And don't get me wrong, everybody needs their days off. Everybody do. But I'd rather work than come home and do my damn thing. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. That's the type of person I am. You always got to be bringing in that dough because there's always things you want, especially with Black Friday coming up, Christmas coming up, Thanksgiving. You're going to want to go out and meet your family or whatever the case may be. You're just going to want to enjoy your upcoming holidays. You heard me? So it is what it is. But as always, make sure you get your drink because we got an interesting topic we're going to talk about today, along with some other minor topics. But, I mean, as always, I really do appreciate you guys for sitting at my table. And listen, I'm gonna obviously the topics I talk about always shake things up. People always get kind of sensitive because a lot of people just don't want to hear the truth. A lot of people want to stay in this wokeness era. And I'm not talking about being on the right because every time you talk about the wokeness genre, people always include, well, are you a right or a left or whatever. I'm not talking about that because I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about common sense, okay? Because what I'm talking about here is what's happening with Victoria's Secret. Victoria's Secret, the lingerie giant, okay? If you don't remember, right, Victoria's Secret's brand changed, okay? It changed. And it changed because the branding has changed. They included different type of models if you were aware. And basically Victoria's Secret supposedly wanted to shake things up. And they included Megan Rapinoe and a transgender model named Valentina Cepeo. I believe I'm I believe I'm pronouncing it right. And it was crazy. Because imagine you being replaced by a transgender model, Valentina Cepeo, basically trying to represent sexy. Because say what you want, all right? Obviously a lot of ladies is like, well, Victoria's Secret never did things for ladies. They did it for the men. I'm gonna tell you this right now. Victoria's Secret sales rocket up because of men. Because it is men that these ladies are wearing all that stuff for. You're not wearing that stuff for yourself. Let's be honest here. You're wearing that sexy outfit because you want to impress your man when he comes at home and you're laying on the bed with the sexy outfit Victoria lingerie because obviously you're not wearing that lingerie for yourself. You're not wearing that lingerie waking up in the morning and be like, listen, I'm a cook and then I'm going to slap on that lingerie and I'm going to lay on the bed just for myself. No, you're wearing it for somebody. So let's stop the bullshit, man. So basically, Victoria's Secret changed their branding. They went to that type of branding, basically having, including all types of models. Okay, all types of models. But by doing that, their sales have plummeted. I mean, it has basically failed. And the ruckus now is because now they're rebranding once again back to their old ways because they see that their sales have plummeted. Have plummeted. I mean, Victoria's Secret plummeting sales blamed on wokeness by conservatives. And obviously, conservatives are going to jump on this. They're going to be like, look, this is what happened to you because you try to include all types of different genders and this and that and the third. And let's be honest. Let's be honest. We all know. We all know that, I mean, that is the case. We all know that's the case. Because Victoria's Secret has been grappling with a drop in sales over the past few years. And in an attempt to boost revenue, the brand scraped its iconic angels and favor of a more inclusive approach, which included the soccer player Megan Rapinoe and the transgender model. Since the 90s, the lingerie brand has faced criticism for pushing unrealistic beauty standards and problematic messaging. And in an attempt to combat such criticism, they have decided to include more diversity in their marketing and shows. But the move hasn't seemed to have worked and was hoped. And wait a minute, but the move hasn't seemed to have worked as they've hoped. The brand's projected revenue for 2023 is $6.2 billion, 5% lower than last year. An attempt to boost sales, Victoria's Secret revamped their iconic Angels fashion show that was stopped in 2018 after Chief of Marketing Ed Rezek was critiqued for saying the show would not cast trans women because the show is a fantasy. Now, listen. Can we be honest for a bit here? Can we just be honest here? Nobody, I mean, and you may hate me. I don't know. If you hate me, you don't have to listen to my podcast anymore. But I'm gonna keep it gully. I'm gonna keep it 100. I'm gonna keep it a buck. You heard me? When I watch a Victoria's Secret sales, and a lot of people are gonna say, "Well, it's not for you. It's for us ladies." Listen, but you're buying those outfits for the men. You're buying those outfits for us, right? I don't want to see a transgender walk in the aisle. I don't. I want to see a woman walk in that aisle. I'm sorry. I want to see a woman walk in that aisle. I want to see a sexy woman, whether she's thick, whether she's a little bit on the chubby side, but despite being a little bit on the chubby side, being sexy nonetheless. Because I'm not gonna lie, I'm not these men that chubbiness ain't sexy. There's a lot of ladies who are a little bit chubby, but they're sexy. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna deny that. Denying that is false. Do I rather a slim lady? Absolutely. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'd rather a slim woman who keeps herself in shape. But I'm not gonna lie, I've been on the street and I walked and I seen chubby ladies. I'm like, damn, she's chubby, but damn, she's sexy as hell. I'm not gonna lie, there are ladies out there that are like that they're just chubby in the right places. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, there's a lot of men out here, right, that they're saying that, oh, there's fat ladies and that. Yeah, there are fat ladies. I mean, I hate to say it like that, but come on, let's keep it a buck. We're gonna always keep it straight a buck here in Shytown. There are a lot of fat ladies out there, and yeah, they're not attractive because they're kind of chubby in the wrong places. But are there chubby ladies that are chubby in the right places? Absolutely. Absolutely. And they're sexy for it. They're sexy for it. But that's kind of neither here nor there. But it kind of connects to what I'm trying to talk about here when it comes to Fenty versus Victoria's Secret. Because listen, Fenty also included a lot of different types of models. But the difference between Fenty that I know of, because listen, I don't stand above correction. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they did not include the type of models that Victoria's Secret tried to rebrand their brand for. Fenty included all different shapes and sizes of the model is the difference between Fenty and Victoria's Secret. From what I know of. Because obviously we remember that fashion show that Rihanna did a few years ago on her brand, on her product, and that fashion show was amazing. It included all types of models. I mean, let's take a look at it. I'm not lying to you. You don't have to listen from the bird's mouth. You want to get reminded of that show. Let's take a look.
Right? The singer and fashion star shaking up the lingerie business, showcasing women of different shapes, sizes, skin tones, and abilities. And some fashion critics are even saying her show is a pointed critique of that other colossus of women's underwear, Victoria's Secret.
To me, it's a critique. Because the difference between Victoria's Secret, and this is in my opinion, Victoria's Secret tried to rebrand with transgender models. It's almost being ignorant to the fact that you're trying to include different sorts of models because you want people to I don't know, you want people to sympathize with your brand. Basically accepting that there's all types of sexiness that is accepted, which is true. But to me, they need to stay with the gender, which is a actual woman. You don't bring in a transgender to represent what real woman sexiness is. And to me, that's what Rihanna did right. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like I said, I am not above correction because I don't believe Rihanna brought in a transgender woman. I can be wrong, but I don't believe she did that. What she did was include all types of sexy ladies of all different types, of all different sizes. And I believe she's still running that brand.
This morning, a first look at Rihanna's new collection for her lingerie line, Savage by Fenty. The pop and fashion superstar presenting her show last week, but until this morning, the look shrouded in secrecy. Now the full scope of what some are calling a fashion.
I'm not gonna lie, Rihanna is so attractive. She is. I know I'm stating the facts, but I mean, can I just state my opinion here?
Concert is being revealed, complete with superstar models like Gigi Hadid and Laverne Cox performing.
Once you hear Gigi Hadid in the show, it's a wrap. Like you see the type of models Rihanna brought. She brought models that every guy fantasizes about. Like when a guy buys a lingerie for a woman and they look like the body type of Gigi Hadid, that's the type of branding you need. But what pushed Rihanna's branding even further is the fact that she included different sizes as well. Because how many men out there also have, ladies that are, their wives on the bigger side? So she included that as well because she had models of different shapes and sizes in her show. So the guys were also able to fantasize about buying their wives that lingerie.
Performances by Halsey and Normani and a squad of dancers. The show being praised for its diversity and inclusion. The stage packed with people of all different shapes, sizes, skin tones, genders, and abilities. And
now,
for the first time,
I probably was corrected right there. When all types of genders, what does she mean? What does she mean? So I might have been standard corrected right there. She probably had transgender ladies in the show as well. But who knows? Let's see.
Entire production streaming on Amazon where fashionista.
But if Rihanna had transgenders in her show, then obviously she's way more famous. She's way more of a publicized figure. And someone people are willing to follow. So of course her product is gonna rock even harder than Victoria's Secret. So I'm not sure what really propelled her show over Victoria's Secret if she had transgender models in her show. But let's continue.
Will be able to buy the collection starting today. Do you love me? The show is only the latest twist in the lingerie wars as companies like Savage by Fenty and Aerie take on and try to take down Victoria's Secret. Their attacks on the longtime lingerie giant are having an impact, with Victoria's Secret sales down. Critics saying the company not keeping up with changing tastes and attitudes.
Her shape and her figure right now is more voluptuous. She looks stunning and beautiful, and she's going to cater.
So wait a minute. I think that's why Victoria's Secret went to rebranding and included transgender but despite that, their sales plummeted still.
To that woman.
Rihanna is already a major player in the beauty world, creating Fenty Beauty in 2017, rocking the makeup world, the first line to include over 40 different shades. The 31-year-old recently revealing to the New York Times, "In my own household, my father is half black, half white. My mom is black from South America. I was seeing diversity. That's all I knew. Growing up, I wanted to be darker, always. Adding, I didn't even really know how bad it was, the void in the market for dark foundation, because all I'd seen was black women put makeup on. I don't even think 40 shades is enough.
And that's the thing, not only does right about that, because black woman, dark skinned woman, almost was not seen as sexy. And the fact that now a lot of people are realizing that dark skin is sexy. Realize I'm dark skinned. Listen, I had to listen. I had to throw that in. Relax. Damn, tough crowd.
Rihanna have her beauty line and lingerie lines. The splashy show comes just a few months after the debut of Fenty, her luxury fashion line that's for the same company that makes Louis Vuitton. So Rihanna is sounding a lot like a mogul these days.
Rihanna is a mogul. Rihanna is a mogul. And despite that, let me show you something. Despite that, Victoria's Secret, a lot of people had, some of the complaints people had about Victoria's Secret's pics and models, I kind of differ. And I'm going to show you why, right? Because a lot of people said, and listen, everybody got their flavors, okay? Everybody got their flavors. As much as I do not like Megan Rapinoe, I do not like her type of influence, because the fact that she doesn't stand for the flag, number one, the fact that she lives in a delusional world where men can actually play in a woman's sport, it's highly ridiculous. I find it distasteful, because she's not looking out for women out here. She's looking out for what's popular and what's gonna push her name further, so it can't be forgotten. Cause let's not get our heads twisted here. Everybody's main purpose is for the names not to be forgotten, and that's what she wants. But I'm not gonna lie, when people say, I don't know why they chose Megan Rapinoe, she's not sexy or whatever, despite me not liking Megan Rapinoe, I do find her attractive. Am I wrong here? Like, I mean, take a look with me. All right. Megan Rapinoe, to me, she's attractive. I don't care what anybody says. All right. I find her kind of attractive in that sort of way. I do. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, if she's walking down the street in this outfit, right, I'll turn around. I'll be like, oh, who's that? You know what I mean? Like, she's looking kind of decent. You know what I mean? Obviously, everybody's going to say, well, she got makeup on, Shy Guy. Of course she's going to. Well, every lady has makeup on. Obviously, if she has the makeup off, that's a different reason, because she be looking kind of suspect without the makeup. But I'm not going to lie. I mean, look, she's in shape. She has a nice shape. She's fit. She looks attractive. I mean, you can stop it, all right? People were saying that she's atrocious and not worth looking at. Stop it. Like, let's say Megan Rapinoe did not have the rap that she has today, right? And she stunts like that, and she's representing all the right political subjects in today's world. People will be rocking with her. People will say, wow, Megan Rapinoe looks amazing, etc. Instead, a lot of people on the right are saying, oh my God, she's repulsive to look at. She's not attractive. That is where I think they're wrong. I think Megan Rapinoe is not an unattractive woman. She's not. She looks decent. I mean, let's take a look at some more pictures. Like, there's some pictures. I mean, look at this picture right here. You're telling me that's not a fit woman right there? Come on, let's be honest. I know a lot of, and listen, this is from a man who don't like Megan Rapinoe. I don't like her. I'm not talking about personally. I just don't like what she represents. I don't like what she represents and how she treats the flag. But as a representative of Victoria's Secret, one of the models that was chosen, it's not a bad pick. She plays sports. She stays fit. And to me, she was a good pick for Victoria's Secret. She was a good pick. Look at her in the bikini, the yellow bikini. She looks nice. So let's stop the madness. You know what Megan Rapinoe it looks like in one of these pictures? She looks like Jamie Lee Curtis. And how many people found Jamie Lee Curtis to be hot as hell back in the days? Jamie Lee Curtis was hot. I mean, let me look for a picture of Jamie Lee Curtis, okay? Let me look at Jamie Lee Curtis when she was young, okay? When she was Jamie Lee Curtis sexy. Let me put that because a lot of times that's when it will come up, right? When Jamie Lee Curtis was sexy, when she was young, when she was fit. I mean, obviously this was her in True Lies. I mean, Jamie Lee Curtis was, and to me, at her age now, she still looks hot. She still looks hot. Jamie Lee Curtis right now, at her age, still looks like a very attractive woman. At her age, and you got and I don't like what Jamie Lee Curtis represents now because Jamie Lee is in a also in a delusional world herself. I don't like what she represents now, but back then, stop it. Stop it. Jamie Lee Curtis was a heartbreaker. Okay, everybody found her attractive. Look at her age now. You telling me that's not attractive for her age? Absolutely yes. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. Jamie Lee Curtis at her age right now can still turn heads. And back then, she was all sorts of sexy. All sorts of sexy. And to me, Megan Rapinoe, if you take a look at it, I mean, am I wrong here? Like, let's take a side by side comparison, right? Let's take a side by side comparison. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, let's be a side by side comparison. Jamie Lee Curtis and and Megan Rapinoe. I mean, you see what I'm talking about? If Jamie Lee Curtis was hot back then, what makes Megan Rapinoe not decent to look at now? I mean, look, I mean, look. You telling me Jamie Lee Curtis was not stunning back then? She was stunning, stunning. She had a fit body. She. Jamie Lee Curtis had the type of body because Jamie Lee Curtis worked out. She worked out. She always worked out, I think. But Jamie Lee Curtis had the type of body that so many girls dreamed of. So many, right? So you can't tell me that Megan Rapinoe's repulsive to look at and Jamie Curtis wasn't. They both were extremely attractive. Both of them. I kind of went on there. I kind of went on there. I kind of went on there. So that's neither. It's not neither here nor there, but it's there. You know what I mean? Because Victoria's Secret models picks wasn't all bad. I think they really went bad with picking that transgender. But as I found out, Rihanna also had transgender models on her show. I mean, you know what? Let me stop guessing and let me look. Did Rihanna actually have transgender models in her show? Like, I mean, instead of guessing, why don't we look, right? Like, why don't we look? Let's take a look. Did Rihanna have transgender models promoting her brand? Mm. Oh my! This is this is amazing. This is amazing, and I hope Rihanna continues this. I'm not sure she's continuing it to this day because she had the ultimate rebuttal. Ultimate rebuttal right here. The singer was asked, and I quote, this is not my words, this is her words. The singer was asked by a fan to consider using a trans woman to promote her Fenty beauty makeup range. She said, and I quote, I've had the pleasure of working with many gifted trans women over the years, she replied. But I don't go around doing trans casting. I respect all women, whether they're trans or not, is none of my business. That is to me, amazing. There's nothing disrespectful about what she said right there. She's not disrespecting the transgender, but the fact that she respects all women, that she rather cast a true woman for her branding is, I give her even more respect. I give her even more respect. That is really, really interesting to see. Very interesting. And let's take in this report right here. Rihanna refuses to use trans models as convenient marketing tools for Fenty Beauty. And that's the thing. Because to use a transgender woman is nothing but a convenience, because you're gonna include even more fans. But the fact that Rihanna stays firm on her beliefs to use actual women for her branding is so, I respect her even more for that. And look, it came from this guy Savage on Twitter. Fenty Beauty campaign is awesome. Next time you record something, should invite a trans girl to the group. Why? And this is from a man. Unbelievable, these men today. So that's when Rihanna rebutted. I've had the pleasure of working with many gifted trans women throughout the years, but I don't go around doing trans casting, just like I don't do straight non-trans woman casting. I respect all women, and whether they're trans or not is none of my business. It's personal, and some trans women are more comfortable being open about it than others. So I have to respect that as a woman myself. I don't think it's fair that a trans woman or man be used as a convenient marketing tool. Too often do I see companies doing this to trans and black women alike. There's always just that one spot in the campaign for the talk, and we look mad diverse. Girl, guy, it's sad. Bong. I love it. But listen, let me know what you think about this situation. The plummeting sales of Victoria's Secret compared to the rising sales of Fenty, Rihanna's brand. Let me know what you think. I do believe, in my opinion, that despite the marketing sales being for ladies and ladies believing that it's what we want, I do believe that the sales rise and fall depending on men's taste. You know what I mean? Because obviously those outfits are made for the pleasure of men. Believe it or not. But let me know what you think. Like I said, I don't stand above correction. This is Black Shy Guy. Hopefully your week starts out well. Take it nice and easy. It's a Monday. We got an extra 4 days to deal with. It's going to be probably rough for some, probably easy for others. But no matter the obstacles, I hope you guys take it easy, think with a clear head, and stay focused on your goal. As always, I thank you for sitting at my table. I'm out of here. Peace.
Arch criminal who must be put away. Another innocent victim of homicidal maniac.